Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So the update is here for the month of October and that should bring quite a few, well, exciting changes. For once, Bishop should be fixed, which we are going to check in a bit. But also we get some new 7 stars and AI reparry should not be a thing anymore. So first things first, let's check out the 7-star champions that have been added to the game with this update specifically. And obviously we're going to start quickly with the 2 new champions, Scream. Here we can see how she looks in game, and I must admit, I do think she looks quite cool, personally. Obviously, we have yet to see how well she does in the contest, because she hasn't been released, but based on deep dive, I'm fairly optimistic that she's going to be decently good. And then we also have Jack-O-Lantern, and he looks amazing. I really love his weapons, the flaming kind of sickle things. Those are so nice. He's a tech champion. I still have yet to break down his deep dive, but all in all, I think, well, the design team yet again has done a phenomenal job with those champions. Right, so what else is new in the game? Well, we have the Deathless She-Hulk that we should be able to earn, I think, at the beginning of December, but she's already in the game, and she is probably set to be the better of the Deathless champions, more than likely. We'll see how that actually translates to the game. I did do her ability breakdown on the channel already. And then we have 3 other champions, which kind of slightly complicates the things. I can give you guys my theory, and I want to hear what you guys think in regards to the next Titan Crystal. So we have infamous Iron Man coming to the game. It's 7-star, which I think is actually quite solid addition, because number 1, for high prestige chasers, he is a very high prestige champion. Number 2, he is very good unawakened as well, offensively at the very least. Let's face it, defensively he's not the biggest threat to begin with. And yeah, he loses his regen when he drops below 15%, but for most part, yeah, it's nice to have extra block proficiency and energy resistance, but as a 7-star, when he would be big and chunky as is, I think he's perfectly workable and usable unawakened, and he is the type of champion that could gain a boost in popularity would he exist in a form of a 7-star. And the second champion is actually even better. It's Black Widow Deadly Origins. She's a bit forgotten by the contest, but she's very capable and nuky type champion. She's exactly the type of champion that would work well as a 7-star, thanks to the increased amount of damage and, you know, without having to take your 6-star rank 5, ascend it, and still feel like you're somewhat undersized. And then on top of that, her awakened ability is like absolutely relevant. Like, one of the bigger things that I have always discussed about Black Widow Deadly Origins is that half her kit is useless. Like, realistically, I don't think I have seen anybody ever rely on the sabotage debuff that she places, and therefore the sig ability also is completely irrelevant. I think half the people never actually do go for the sabotage. So that sabotage debuff is on the level 3, and I think when you're triggering a wait through Black Widow's personal with ability accuracies, you inflict the sabotage, reducing opponent's defensive ability accuracy by like 20%. That's nothing. Yes, she does have the 70% ability accuracy reduction built in on her mediums, and in total, at the max sig, you can get up to 100%, but yeah, hardly anybody ever really goes for that. Mainly people use her as one of the best champions to apply shock with, and being quite nuky. So, absolutely, I do think that she could make a very good 7-star and become quite popular. The problem with Black Widow Deadly Origin is the same problem that has always plagued her. Literally ungodly amount of champions seem to be shock immune or have like massive energy resistance. Like, if you go to Aunt May and take a look at champions released in the last couple of years, there's so many champions that are just flat out immune to shock or highly resistant to it. And therefore, she doesn't have too many matchups that she would do well in against like problematic defenders. For instance, you can't shock an APOC, which, okay, fair enough, that's class disadvantage fight. Maestro is shock immune, and then, sorry, not APOC, Onslaught. And then, you know, you can't shock tech champions as well, and science champions, you know, would she do well against Photon? Photon has that massive energy resistance, for instance. And yeah, you know, we'll see how she does overall. But I love her as a champion. The problem always has been the fact that shock is one of the weaker dot effects to give champion as a base amount of damage. Anyways, hope she comes in the Titan Crystal. And then we have Carnage. And Carnage I'm kind of very happy to see, because I have always really liked Carnage. I don't think he's great. I think he could do with a tune-up for sure. But he's very fun to play. So I'm never going to be upset to see Carnage. Or maybe a little bit if he's the champion of the 3 that's going to be in Titan Crystal. So with these 3 champions added to the game 7 stars, that leaves us with a bit of theory crafting and a guesswork. Because typically it's 2 champions to fit the Titan Crystal kind of like spare part section. And I personally think that Black Widow, Deadly Origins, and Infamous Iron Man are going to be the last 2 champions to join the upcoming Titan Crystal. And I think Carnage is just going to be included in some symbiote crystal or some special events crystal or something of the sort. Or maybe we're going to have a chance to earn a 7-star Carnage, you know, in one way or another through a calendar or through some sort of event. But definitely my guess would be that Black Widow and Infamous Iron Man are going to be joining Count Nefaria, are going to be joining Enchantress, are going to be joining Beta Ray Bill and Shatra for, you know, the set of champions coming into the Titan Crystal in 1 week's time. And then I wanted to remind people that Scream and also Jack-O-Lantern will not be in the Titan Crystal when the Titan Crystal is set to change. Titan Crystal is changing in 8 days. I do have some saved up. I hope to get till 5 by the time it change. But again, a quick reminder. Jack-O-Lantern and Scream will not be in the Titan Crystal once this changes in 8 days. We're going to have to wait another 2 months for that, with the 2 champions coming in November. And that's just about it. So let me know what you guys think about the new additions to the game as 7 stars. Obviously, we also know several more champions will be coming as 7 stars very soon. Medusa, Purgatory, the new champions, and the 4 new buffs. So, quite interesting updates in the front of 7-star champions. If you guys found this video useful, hit all the good buttons, and I'm going to catch you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about